the pale moonlight. Vinny and Phil bring the shadows to life. Tales of the ghostly whispers in the night. Bigfoot and aliens ready for the strife. The darkness thickens, the air is cold. Haunting stories waiting to unfold. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. EVPs echo through the haunted trees. Demons lurk as the chill hits with ease. But the caps rolling with guests to amaze. Cryptids and spirits were lost in the haze. Northmen in the foliage, watch your back. Dogmen prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. Moving in the foliage, watch your back. Thunder prowling, ready to attack. Supernatural Sundays, the veil is thin. Join us in the chaos, let the night begin. With every whisper and each chilling tale, dare to believe where shadows prevail. So tune in next week, fear in your soul. Darkness awaits, let the stories unfold.
Hello. Welcome to Supernatural Sundays. We're going to do the Atlas 3i edition tonight. Most of tonight's show is all about the Atlas 3i interstellar object. It's coming in to our solar system. They're calling it 3i because it's the third interstellar object of this type of object of origin. It's coming from outside the solar system. It's just it's coming in pretty fast.
Came in from Alpha Sport.
Yeah, they're thinking it's a comet, but then there's some controversy. They also think it could be a spaceship that's disguised as an asteroid. And
it's not traveling in any kind of speed or the direction it's pulling and stuff against the gravity pull and a bunch of things. So that's why it doesn't really make a lot of sense how it's traveling that way.
We got Avi Loeb, the silent scientist, Avi Loeb. Got some of his information. We also have a psychic medium that she claims to be a star child who's communicating with them, and we've got her input. And also there was a signal picked up by a deep space array down in Chile, South America, that has a message, all supposedly tied to the same object. That's going to be the main focus of our podcast tonight, but we've got a few other little supernatural tidbits.
This is a security camera. This is in the middle of the night. What in the world, if that's a person, they don't appear to be touching the ground, and they're partially invisible. Isn't that wild? And notice everything else in the video. The neighbor's front porch, you can see the neighbor's car, the driveway, there's a tree in the video. Everything else looks normal. This thing, whatever it was, an apparition maybe, looks to be semi-transparent. And right here I slowed it down and I paused it. Right there whenever this thing first entered the field of view. You can still see the neighbor's front porch post through the, whatever it is, walking on the right side of his house. See how it looks semi-transparent? Doesn't appear to be touching the ground unless it's just some sort of a weird angle, optical illusion. It continues around this tree. But again, notice the post on the front porch of his house, the hand railing, the tree, the neighbor's house, the light pole over there, the neighbor's house across the street, the sidewalk. I mean, everything else looks normal, with the exception of that he had never seen before. This happened only one time, and this is in original speed, by the way. It almost looks like this thing, whatever it is, took off running, but it doesn't appear to be running. It just started moving faster for some reason.
I wonder if somebody was wearing like a reflective raincoat or something. It looked like they're holding a cup or something out. They got like their Stanley mug they're holding out there in front of them.
Well, it looked like the person. It was just a person walking, and it's like on a, we see a lot of things through thermal cams and different infrareds and stuff. Looks like it just shot very infrared. Of course, it's going to pick up the heat signals. It's going to make it blurry.
Yeah, or if it's if it's IR, it may just be picking up something reflecting the IR torch off the camera too, because they put out a IR light that illuminates everything, and they reflect off a lot of different things, different surfaces. That's why I was like, I wonder if it's like a shiny raincoat or something grinding out there holding. But it didn't look like it was raining or anything.
It looked like that old trick or treat movie stuff. Where the kids wearing this geek costume.
E.T. wearing his sheet, holding out his Stanley Cup.
So what you think?
I'm thinking it could be the camera picking up some kind of anomaly with some kind of a hoodie or raincoat or some kind of shiny something. I don't know if it's paranormal or not, but it was moving pretty fast and kind of blurry the way it was moving. So it's like something's messing with the camera and the light the reflection of the light anyway to make it look blurry. Kind of what I was thinking on that one. Throw that in for fun. We're getting a little closer to Halloween. Somebody was going to see the Conjuring movie and then watched the Nun from the fourth Conjuring series with Annabelle. That's a double whammy. Like your worst nightmare. The Nun and the Annabelle both coming to the theater with you.
Well, I mean, you heard what you probably talked about the last few weeks. The news pretty big. For the guy that moved Annabelle to the location of then he ended up dead.
Yeah, they just got the autopsy reports back. He had it was a heart-related incident, so they think it was something cardiac-related. Annabelle wasn't in the room with him, nowhere near him. He'd been handling that doll for about 10 years, so we're thinking it was probably just coincidental. Something went on with his heart. It was his time to go, and
so where were they moving to? Is it? I know that I was reading that Matt Rife he just bought the house.
Yeah,
So did they move it there?
It's back there. I believe it's. I'm not sure if it's back there yet because I just seen another post where it was at another location, and so he's not on that tour anymore because he passed away unfortunately. Sorry, sorry condolences to his family and everything. But he was in Gettysburg at the time, and he was back at his hotel when he passed away. So doll wasn't anywhere near him. Like I said, he's been handling that doll for like 10 years. If it was going to get him, I
think he would have got him by now.
Yeah, yeah. So Matt Rife bought the place with another investigator, and a lot of paranormal people aren't real happy about it. Not the fact that he bought it or the fact that he's having tours and that. A lot of them are unhappy because it's by the time you pay, it's over $2,000 to go through there, and then it's going to be another several $100. Any footage that's taken while you're there with their equipment, I'm not even sure if you're allowed to bring your own equipment. You have to use their equipment, and they review all the footage, and they charge you a review fee. So a lot of investigators are like, why can't we just, why is it so expensive? Why can't we just bring our own equipment? That kind of thing. So there's gonna be some controversy, new owners. That's just how they're doing it. Probably not how a lot of other people do it. We don't go to a lot of locations because of the cost. Sometimes we'd like to do a private investigation everywhere we go with all our own equipment, but due to the cost, a lot of times we'll do a public where instead of us being there, just our group, there'll be like 50 people there, and it makes it a little more chaotic trying to get EVPs, that kind of thing, with people coming and going in and out, opening the doors and banging around. But,
we got into that when we were in Italy.
Yeah, but it also may stir up some activity too that otherwise may not. But like we went up to Mansfield Reformatory recently, did a public. It was pretty interesting, but a lot of the so-called hot spots, we didn't really get anything. But at the end of the night, a lot of people left. It was just maybe 5 of us left, and then three of our team went down. We went down to solitary confinement. Then we started getting some crazy activity down there. So I really think if you go back, if you could do a private, we'd probably get a lot better results. But it's just so expensive. You're $2,000 or $3,000 to go investigate something. And it's when you're paying to do everything, it's more of a hobby at that point. And so it's already an expensive hobby with equipment and everything else. Then you got to drive 6-7 hours to go somewhere, get a hotel, everything else. So that's a lot of locations. Even like Waverly, it wasn't near that expensive if you get at least 10 people together. But I think $4,000 to investigate the Warrens' house seems pretty pricey.
Absolutely.
Moscow, Russia. A church in the heart of Moscow has become the center of global attention after shocking video surfaced showing a brilliant angelic light descending inside during morning prayers. Worshippers say they felt a sudden warmth, then silence. And that's when it appeared. A glowing figure, not solid, but pure radiant light, floated down the aisle. No footsteps, no shadow, just this pulsing white luminescent brighter than any lamp, yet it didn't blind them. Some dropped to their knees screaming, Hosanna. Others wept uncontrollably. And on camera, you can see it clearly. The light moves with intention, pausing at altars, lingering near icons. Then, as if summoned, it turns toward the center of the church and slowly sinks into the floor, vanishing water being absorbed into stone. Now, people are asking, was that the angel of light sent ahead? Is this a divine sign as asteroids skim Earth's orbit? Or could this be Jesus Christ himself captured on camera for the first time?
Pretty bright.
Yeah.
Figure there.
I would say it was Jesus. It was Jesus the AI version.
Kind of what I was thinking. And I'm like, if it's legit reports, I haven't been able to find anything to back it up, but if I did see several different videos of it. I thought it was interesting, but looked completely AI generated. But if there was something there, I'm like, is that supposed to be a legit video we're watching, or is that
like a reenact?
Yeah. I'm gonna have to do some more research on it, but I did think it's kind of an interesting story. You don't hear of a lot of stuff out of Russia. Sometimes you get an occasional Bigfoot report or some paranormal stuff around Chernobyl, around there. Some of the abandoned buildings, living quarters, that kind of thing. There's been some teams going there and had some crazy, like almost like poltergeist activity and whatnot. The other thing that's happened there, some of the coyote, wolf packs, wild dogs, that kind of thing, their DNA is altered over the years to be able to adapt to the high radiation levels there, and they've survived. So scientists are trying to study their blood and their DNA to see if there's something they can extract from that and use for cancer research or to help people with radiation type things. They've basically mutated.
So the Conjuring house is up for auction on Halloween, which that's so perfect, honestly. I want the Conjuring house. Unfortunately, I'm not rich, so I probably won't get the Conjuring house, but whoever gets it, I hope they leave it open and allow for ghost hunting and research to continue. That'd be really cool. But man, how I wish I had the money.
Who do you think's going to end up with that place? It's up for grabs. Halloween night, they're going to. I don't know if they're having a live auction or you got to be in person or online or. I don't know.
I'd say they probably stretch it online. Get a lot more bidders. Say.
Hopefully, if whoever gets it, it'll still allow investigations, and maybe they'll be a little more responsible and they won't try to charge crazy prices.
I would say that nobody would buy that. They would want to try to profit off of it.
Yeah, and I can see charging something so that people that will pay a little bit that'll come and respect your property. I mean, if you're doing it for free or not charging much, then that's an issue. But had a lady in Illinois I was talking to, and they rent it. I think it's an older type church, and they're having paranormal investigations. And she was talking about how a lot of people are having all these demands. Like, they want to know, can we stay overnight? Can we do this? Can we do that? Is there a coffee shop? Is there a restaurant? Is there? And the way I see it is, if you're charging people to come through something, depending on what you're charging, if it's $50-$60 a person, I would think at least you could expect them to have a working bathroom, maybe somewhere to plug in your stuff, maybe not. If it's an old abandoned farmhouse and you're charging $20 a pop, you can't really expect anything, any kind of amenities. But if you're trying to run it commercially and you're having groups come in, a request of where can I stay overnight, a lot of groups, they're like us, they're kind of on a budget. We camp out or we try to find a decent priced hotel or something. I could see them asking for, is there any overnight accommodations? Because you're coming from out of town, 5-6 hours. Some people travel clear across the country. That's one thing. And some places do offer overnight. Like Waverly's got a pump house. And it's like $500 for the night. But if you got 10 people, split the cost. Rockville Hospital up in Indiana, they've got it's like a house they've made into like little hotel rooms kind of thing. You can get a shower, because to me it's a safety thing too. If you've been up all night investigating, it's 6 a.m. and it's 4 or 5 hours back to the house. It'd be kind of nice, pay a little extra to have somewhere to sleep it off. So you're not driving home half asleep, and getting in a wreck or something. So I can kind of see both sides of it, but some of these people are like expecting a Ritz-Carlton. It's like, look, you're out here ghost hunting someplace. Don't expect everything. Yeah,
There's a new documentary coming out about a group of paranormal investigators who will be running the first ever investigation of the annex in one of the most infamous prisons in the United States. It's called Project Limestone, and they're going to be investigating the old Joliet prison, a place that's been home to serial killers like John Wayne Gacy and infamous mobsters like Babyface Nelson. This has been a place that ever since it was built in the Civil War has been a place of evil and death. It's been a place where inmates were abused and executed, and even civilians were murdered. And the crew investigating is called Blood Moon Paranormal. They've been traveling the country for years, investigating some of the most haunted places around. Places like Waverly Hills or the house that inspired the Conjuring movies. But I would argue that this investigation is the biggest one they've ever done. And you'll be able to catch it this October on Blood Moon Paranormal's YouTube page. So make sure you give them a follow so you can make sure to stay up to date on this documentary, as well as all of their other investigations.
Blood Moon Paranormal. Tonight's a good night for them to be on. John Wayne Gacy. They're I think your band has a song about him. Or serial killer series. Some interesting things. Babyface Nelson. I have a great uncle, Uncle Frank. Uncle Frank wrote a book, and it's called The Name Dropper. And he lived up in Chicago back when they were having all the gang fights and whatnot. And he was like at home, and like these guys pull up in the car and they jump out, and they're all shot up, and they just bust into his house. And Babyface was actually holed up in his house in his bed for a few days, laying there bleeding and whatnot. And I don't know if this is before or after he was incarcerated, but anyway, my uncle, they told him, like, look, you can't ever talk about this, because you know what'll happen. Like, you can't, because they were holed up in his house for days. And he's like, so he waited till he was 82 years old, and they had the last member of that gang had passed away. Then he wrote his book. And he had a pretty interesting book. He was like a chef on the city of New Orleans. You know, the train that Willie Nelson sings about, you know, going Chicago to New Orleans. He was a chef. And pretty interesting life. Worked on yachts for some millionaires and whatnot. But Babyface got shot up and was in his house for like 3 or 4 days. But he wouldn't talk about it. Joliet, that's no joke. That's a pretty rough prison up there. I'd like to go investigate that. I want to see that the documentary there from the Blood Moon guys. I got a little bit of a shout out I want to do, Vinny. September 7th tonight. It's kind of an important date for me. It's gonna sound really weird, but it's my mom's birthday is today. So happy birthday, Mom! And it's also my dad's wife's birthday. Happy birthday. So happy birthday to Donna and happy birthday to Vivian tonight. My mom and my stepmom have the exact same birthday. And it's kind of interesting. Her ex-husband and my dad have the same name too. They're both named James. So anyway, Blood Moon, happy birthday to the mom and stepmom. That's my shout out for tonight.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
I'll have to copy that Name Dropper book for you sometime, Vinny. It's really interesting. It's all about a lot of the Chicago gang stuff. But that was the whole tie-in. Babyface and Al Capone and those guys were at his house. Are you ready to move into the...
There is a guy in upstate New York that claims that he has a real-life Bigfoot corpse. Yeah, not Bigfoot, but the corpse of Bigfoot. His name is Charles Stewart, and he goes by Snake, which kind of just makes sense for this story. He's a self-proclaimed Bigfoot hunter, and he says that he discovered a decomposing 8-foot-tall Bigfoot body near Old Forge in the Adirondack Mountains. Now, he's nicknamed the Bigfoot Dak because of the mountains, and he says the body was found after he heard mysterious howls in the woods, which seems sketchy because I'm like, well, did he hear the last howls from the Bigfoot? What was going on that led you to this quote-unquote corpse? The question is, how is this corpse still intact if he found it already decomposing? Well, he claims that he and a friend preserved it via taxidermy. Also a little sketchy, but he's not keeping it locked away. He's now exhibiting this at New York State Fair in Syracuse, and the display includes a coffin. It's got eerie sound effects with it, and apparently it has a video of William Shatner narrating the story of how he found it, which leads me to more questions. How did William Shatner get involved? Beyond me. Here's where things also seem a little weird. He says preliminary DNA results show a Neanderthal-human hybrid, but he hasn't actually proven anything. He hasn't presented any DNA proof to anyone, and a Cornell DNA lab has dismissed his claims altogether. They're saying it's fake. But I feel like people love a good Bigfoot story no matter if it's real or not. The exhibit is open through September if you want to drive up to Syracuse and see a real-life Bigfoot corpse. Who wouldn't?
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's fake, but a lot of those, most all the sideshow attractions are fake or made up. But if you're a carnival guy, you're out there, you're doing your ladies and gentlemen, hobos and tramps, cross-eyed mosquitoes, and bow-legged ants up there barking. You try to get, a couple dollars a ticket, people to come through to see the freaks. If it was only a couple bucks, I'd probably go see it. I enjoy a good freak show. I'd like to have his stuffed Bigfoot stick out in the woods. I think if we had some Bigfoot decoys like that out there, and go to the zoo and get some female gorilla, urine or whatever, and hang out there on some little pheromone dolly bobbers out there or whatever. I'm thinking maybe we could get some Bigfoot to come in and get evidence. If it's a primate, I don't know why none of these shows have tried that yet. Put a Bigfoot mannequin out there and put some female Bigfoot smells out there, and maybe we'll get or you might get a gorilla show up. that's what's running around out there.
Absolutely. So you ready to dive in?
You ready to get into this Atlas 3i stuff? The third interstellar object to come through our universe that we've been tracking since we've been tracking them.
Well, first, like when you're talking about the what was it called? Asteroid message.
Yeah, I've got one of the videos on here talks about the message.
Oh, okay.
So there's a psychic who got a message, and it's very similar to the one that the array picked up in Chile. They use chat AI to help decipher it.
Yeah, I'm talking about messages that we sent. So we sent the message.
Oh, like on Voyager?
No, we got a radio wave.
Oh yeah, we've sent some messages back. Yeah,
right.
But a lot of that they're keeping kind of.
But it had our DNA half finished and our location in the galaxy. How long humanity's around.
The gold records on the Voyager have some of that too.
Yeah.
Probes.
What crazy was it was in like so we'd sent that out in 1974, but then in 2016 they got a response radio wave back, and it was actually our DNA finished. Code was finished.
Okay.
So if you're saying that kind of falls in the whole what are the aliens? Race
Anunnaki.
They created our DNA structure was etched into the walls of pyramids in Egypt.
We've got 3 different videos tonight on that. We've got one on the Anunnaki. We've got one on this lady believes that the aliens are black, and we also have one on the mantids. They're kind of like the praying mantis.
Black.
Kind of like like black folks, like from Africa of origin with the darker skin. They're black. She thinks they're black, and they might be. They might be in every color and flavor. We've heard the green ones, the gray ones, the mantids, the tall white Nordic, those tall white Nordic albino looking ones, the silver hair, and then we got a new version. I got a video tonight about it.
Hey, do me a favor. Turn your audio out down touch.
My what?
Your audio out on the users. We got a message. Echoing pretty loud.
You got a message?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How's that?
Yo.
That better? Or go some more?
Probably go some more. Picking up my voice and it's echoing me.
Okay. How's that? Can you hear me at all now?
Oh yeah, we definitely.
Okay. As long as you can hear me.
Yeah, your input was good. It was just the speakers.
Okay.
Me coming through and double and then go.
Okay, because I can't hardly hear me at all now.
I
I can hear you though.
All right, ready?
Can you hear me now? Hello? Testy?
3i-Atlas 60-second update if you're like most people and going, what the hell is happening? 1, it's producing methane. You know, I don't remember the last time a comet, a meteor, or an asteroid produced methane. 2, it's producing its own light source, and it's producing it from within. I don't remember the last time a comet, meteor, or asteroid did that. 3, it's speeding up and slowing down. It's changing course and then correcting its course. I don't remember when an asteroid, meteor, or comet ever did that either. It's also not producing what typically follows the tail of a comet, meteor, or asteroid. And in fact, it's actually producing that at times in front of it, which is leading scientists to believe that it has some form of exhaust that is helping it speed up or slow down. I don't remember when an asteroid, meteor, or comet has done that either. And lastly, the elements it's made of are not known on our periodic table, which doesn't confirm that it is or isn't a spaceship, asteroid, meteor, or comet, but it does have known elements that we here on Earth have no clue what it is. So those are just 60 seconds of updates on 3i-Atlas, just in case you were still wondering what the hell is this thing and when is it showing up.
I'm not sure where he's getting his information, but
Well,
all comets have gas coming off of them. And
the James Webb telescope picked up light sources, and I think it's powered.
Yeah, that was
Which was called comet.
One of Avi Loeb's beliefs from Harvard. There's a video of him on here too. I've got a whole bunch of stuff coming up on this subject.
Four of humanity's most powerful lenses just locked onto 3i-Atlas, and in the conspiracy world, people are saying it's unlike anything in the universe. But hold on, let's unpack what's real versus what's hyped. James Webb Space Telescope was the first to look at the 3i-Atlas. It showed that it was super rich in carbon dioxide, and it had one of the highest CO2 ratios ever seen. Then Hubble gave us detailed images showing a nucleus somewhere between 1,000 feet and 3.5 miles wide. It's possibly the largest interstellar object ever detected. Then the VLT, the Very Large Telescope, picked up cyanide and nickel in its outgassing. It's classic comet science, but with odd chemistry, meaning this doesn't look like the icy comets we see from our own solar system. It's built from different stuff, hinting it formed in a very alien environment. And SphereX, it added new spectral data, basically its chemical fingerprint. But the full composition remains unsolved because the object is faint, it's moving fast, and its gases are hard to separate cleanly from background light. And so here's what's next. Its closest pass will be by Mars on October 3rd. It swings around the sun on October 29th, then Webb will check it again in December, and Hubble will look at it in November. And by then, I'm sure there will be even more conspiracy theories out there. But more importantly, do you think this is a mostly true alien story or not?
We need to save ourselves. I like the little alien at the end.
I don't know how the hell they could tell what something's made of that far away with a telescope. I just don't understand how the hell they could do a spectral analysis on the composition of something going that fast, that far away out in space. It's just kind of mind-boggling.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem is if there's some kind of in here, I don't think that it would be a peaceful adventure. Like what would they possibly want to learn or know from us? You know, they're already technologically advanced over us.
One theory is it's also the psychic talks about it that they left us here on purpose, like an experiment, to like evolve. They're coming back to check on us, and give us an update, and so that was one theory that they put us here. They're just coming back to check on us. And the other thing I was thinking, if it's got methane gas, as it heats up or cools down, some of that gas might melt off. Give it a little push here and there. Maybe that's why it's speeding up, slowing down, and changing course. Like if it's got a ball of gas that's frozen and it thaws out and it gives a big expulsion out one way or another, I can see how that could make something speed up, slow down. In outer space, there's no. It's like on the water in a boat. There's no brakes, so you thrust one way or another a little bit, it can change course, or it could be something controlling it.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely. Is that better?
What's that?
All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
So we just got new images of interstellar object 3i-Atlas, and no, it is not an alien spaceship. It's something better. The Gemini South Telescope in Chile caught this sucker red-handed with a massive coma of gas and dust and a tail that is growing as it heats up near the sun. So what you're really looking at is a leftover chunk of ice and rock that could have been a planet in another solar system. And for planetary scientists, this is gold. It's only the third interstellar object we've ever caught, and it gives us this rare chance to study fresh material from another star system. I'm talking about its chemistry, its activity, even the way it breaks apart. Like, this is good stuff. So over the next few months, when you hear people calling this thing an alien spaceship, please do not fall for it. It's a comet carrying the building blocks of planets from another star system. If you're interested, follow along and I will keep you updated.
So he says no.
He thinks it's a comet, pretty much.
Well, and it kind of goes what some people are talking about of how the government's pump this out, milk it for what it is, because they were supposed to these Epstein files, and that still hasn't happened. So, we know it's going to always be on the spears. Watch what I'm doing here while we're doing something here. So
let me pull up this video. This goes along exactly what you just said. Here we go.
The lie is coming. All indications, like all of them, is that lie is going to be that there is a craft slowly making its way to us here on Earth. And that is the lie they're going to want you to believe.
I think they call it Project Bluebeam or something like that. It's going to be like a false flag type thing.
All zeros. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They want to keep whatever information they really can. There is that the biggest conspiracy that's gone on for 80 years was hiding aliens, and now the last 2 years it's aliens are here. Here's naval pilots chasing down boats. It's kind of where they want to go to right now.
Yeah, and there's a couple guys had their testimony up there at the Senate talking about we've got biological non-humans and alien craft, reverse engineering, and all that kind of stuff.
Clacker.
Yeah. You want me to roll the next one, or you want to roll the next one?
Go ahead.
I'm trying to figure out where you left off.
I got you.
All right, you mean to tell me that the mothership was supposedly landing in November, and now you're saying we fucking got 2 weeks left? Where the fuck's this information coming from? You know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm sitting here just watching TV and shit, and I started actually thinking about it, and I'm like, what if a motherfucking mothership is coming for real and it's gonna be here in 2 weeks? What the fuck we gonna do then? What the fuck we gonna do then? I'm just like, please be wrong. Whoever the fuck's saying all this shit, please be wrong. I got a lot of shit going on good in my life right now, and I ain't trying to fuck it up with a motherfucking alien mothership. You feel me? I don't know, man. Let me know down in the comments down below what y'all think about this shit, man. Whether or not you think it's real, whether or not you think it's bullshit, whether or not it's a hoax. You know what I mean? Just like, hit me up and drop something down there and let me know what you guys actually think is going on with this mothership shit. And the 3i-Atlas or whatever the fuck it is. I don't know what it
He got shit to do, man.
Let him up.
Yeah. He'll be bringing an alien ship in the middle of my life. Come on, I'm trying to get my life together. All right, here's some actual spectral analysis of the 3A. So maybe this is how they figure out the gas and what it's made of.
Spectral analysis of the glint shows a spike in the visible band, with a secondary peak in the near-infrared, consistent with polished alloys, but also with certain silicate minerals under the right conditions. If this edge is artificial, it would be the first such signature ever recorded from an interstellar visitor. But if it's natural, it's a coincidence that defies easy explanation. For now, the frame sits in digital limbo, neither confirmed nor debunked. The debate rages in comment sections and physics forums. Natural artifact, or a glimpse of something engineered? The blackout that follows only deepens the mystery. Was it a simple technical hiccup, or a system reacting to data outside expected parameters? The official line is network instability, but the timing, down to the second, keeps the question alive. If a comet can throw a perfect geometric shadow across a NASA feed, what else might slip through before the next blackout? Raw data from the NASA feed wasn't just captured in a single place. Within minutes of the blackout, independent archivists in Australia, Germany, and the US uploaded their packet captures. Each file, labeled with the same 031712 UTC timestamp, carried a unique cryptographic hash, long strings of numbers and letters that serve as digital fingerprints. When compared byte for byte, every copy matched. Not a single pixel out of place, not a single frame missing. The hash for the Australian archive, ending in 4F8D, matched the German mirror and the original NASA relay. No evidence of tampering, no sign of post-processing. Citizen archivists have become an unofficial backbone for space data integrity. They run scripts that watch public feeds, grabbing raw .ts files the moment they're broadcast. Each file is immediately mirrored to decentralized platforms, academic data vaults, blockchain-based timestamping services, and even encrypted torrents seeded by volunteers. Source URLs for these archives appeared on astronomy forums within hours, along with SHA-256 checksums anyone can verify. The process is methodical. Download the file, run the hash, compare results. If even a single bit changed, the hash would break. But every copy, everywhere, still lines up. These archivists log their actions in plain text, usernames, UTC times, server locations, all preserved in public ledgers. The first mirrored copy appeared on a German university server at 032107 UTC, followed by an Australian science mirror less than a minute later.
Basically, NASA cut the live feed right in the middle of it when the thing flashed and it looked like it was possibly showing some like reflectivity from something that was engineered, and also could be a different type of mineral. So that's got all the scientists kind of like, okay, what's going on? Why NASA cut the feed? And this next video discusses just that.
At 2:25 p.m. on June 18th, 2025, just moments before NASA's live feed tracking 3i-Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar visitor to our solar system, suddenly cut out, something shocking was caught on camera. A single baffling frame flashed across screens, hinting at something in deep space that didn't look natural at all. Was it a glitch? Or had we just witnessed the first glimpse of an artificial interstellar object? The frame itself looked like any other, a dim nucleus, a faint coma, and a hazy tail, all floating in the black void of space. But then something sharp caught the light. A straight line, an edge, geometric, almost metallic, appearing in the lower left quadrant of the image. It didn't belong. Under normal conditions, space debris scatters light in irregular streaks, but this was different. The reflection was too precise, too crisp. Was it possible that what NASA had captured was a piece of engineered technology? Something from beyond our own solar system? Independent astronomers quickly jumped into action, running edge detection algorithms, and what they found was undeniable. A straight line, 37 pixels long, catching the light at an angle that didn't match any known cosmic artifact. It looks like a polished, manufactured surface, metal maybe. This glint wasn't just an optical illusion, it was too deliberate, too perfect. Was this our first evidence of alien technology? But as quickly as the feed revealed this anomaly, it vanished. The blackout that followed added more mystery to the situation. NASA cited a technical glitch, but the timing of the blackout, right after the frame appeared, kept the question alive. What if it wasn't a malfunction? What if the blackout was caused by something outside of expected parameters, something the system wasn't designed to handle? The data is intact. Independent archivists across the globe, the US, Germany, Australia, confirmed the timestamp and even uploaded the raw feeds to decentralized platforms within minutes. The anomaly appears in every version of the feed, matching exactly across multiple sources. Nothing was tampered with. The debate rages on. Is this just a glitch, a cosmic coincidence, or could we have just witnessed the first evidence of something engineered from beyond our solar system? The clock is ticking, and the mystery is just beginning to unfold. What do you think? Was it a chance cosmic ray, or did we just see something artificial? Comment below, and let's explore this cosmic riddle together.
Pretty interesting. When that happened, NASA cut the feed right after that. Like nothing after that. They're like, "Oh, we're done. We got something showing up here." The flash of light, and then boom, nothing. Here's a video. Somebody finally got a picture of this damn thing. Here you go. Looks a little bit like the Millennium Falcon or one of those rebel ships. But then
the rebels?
Yeah, the rebels that were fighting the Empire, Star Wars. But here we got another image. Here's a little clearer image. Darth Vader's flying that thing. Thought you'd enjoy that. But yeah, they also think it could be a spaceship that's like trying to like disguise itself as a comet or an asteroid. So yeah, all the stuff coming in. I'm trying to think, we had another video. I'm not sure where it's not showing up here. Look real quick. Unless it didn't download. Let me double check here. Oh, here we go. It did not download. We got a couple more videos here, Benny. I got one. This is the Psychic Lady. Once it uploads here. Might take a little bit to upload. In the meantime, I've got another UFO that someone has spotted. I think this one might be out of Florida.
Check out this viral UFO sighting because this is unlike anything we've seen before and it's terrifying. A strange triangular craft was caught gliding low over Baja California, moving in absolute silence. No engine noise, no flashing lights, just a dark shape cutting through the sky like it's watching us. This thing is huge, low, slow, and flying with impossible stability. Now here's where your skin will crawl. The same exact craft was reported near Atlantic City, New Jersey weeks ago. Same shape, same silent flight pattern. No wings, no exhaust. Nothing human-made behaves like this. So what is it? We don't know if it's AI-driven or piloted by something not human. Experts are frozen on this one. Radar picked up an object, but no IFF signal. That's identification friend or foe, which means it wasn't military, it wasn't civilian. And whatever it is, it knows how to avoid detection. The footage has gone viral for a reason. It looks so freaking real. There's no denying something showed up on camera that shouldn't exist. People are asking who or what is inside that craft. Are we looking at autonomous alien tech scanning Earth from below the clouds? Or worse, is someone or something mapping our cities, our bases, our weak spots? And why does it keep reappearing?
Kind of interesting, like a funnel with like some little flaps hanging around. Like,
yeah, it looked pretty crazy. I don't know what to think with them.
Here's another UFO sighting. This is I've heard of this thing before. This thing's been around for a while. People just keep seeing it. Everybody identifies it almost identically. You may have even heard of this one. This is the old black triangle. Come on.
Who builds an aircraft the military swears doesn't exist? Thousands claim they've seen it. A black triangle, floating silently above cities, moving in ways no jet should. If this is real, it changes everything we know about flight. Eyewitnesses describe a massive craft, bigger than a football field, sharp triangular edges glowing at the corners. No roar, no exhaust, just silence. Then sudden acceleration, ripping across the sky. Leaked reports point to a plasma-filled ring. It cancels out nearly 89% of Earth's gravity. Picture this, a craft that hovers like a drone, then shoots faster than a fighter jet. Physics? Ignored. But here's the twist. The US military denies everything. No documents, no proof. Some say it's disinformation. Others say it's the ultimate cover-up. Because if the TR-3B is real, it's not just tech. It's a ghost weapon. So what do you think? Conspiracy theory? Or the most advanced craft ever built? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who builds an aircraft?
Pretty wild. I've heard of that one before. Everybody describes a black triangle. There was one down by Evansville, Illinois, back in the 60s. The police even had a report. The sheriff followed it for like 10 minutes. Okay.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's been spotted all over, especially up around Area 51. They're always talking about some black triangle thing. It don't make any noise. I've got the psychic lady. Are you ready to hear her report from the?
I'm ready.
And she, I think she claims she's one of these star children. She's basically like an alien hybrid.
Today is September 1st, and I have another message from the aliens. I'm an interdimensional communicator, and I do live channeling sessions inside my community. And this past Friday, we received an update on 3i-Atlas that I wanted to be sure to pass along to you. If this is new to you, 3i-Atlas is the interstellar object moving very fast towards the sun right now. NASA and others are still labeling it a comet, but my sources say it is not a comet. This past Friday, alien Prometheus came through to give us the latest on 3i-Atlas. In this clip, you're going to see me using dowsing rods to visually show you the answers that I'm already channeling through my body. Cross in front means yes, and opening wide to the outside means no. Here's the clip. Confirming it's still moving very fast. It's still not a comet. More and more is coming out with the science. Oh, no. Okay, yeah. So more hypotheses are coming out, yes, but they are not correct, no. The biggest detail that is incorrect is the size. So it's not as big as the scientists are predicting. No, it's not like this. I had referenced like it's the size of Manhattan. Yes, that's what someone said, but that's not correct. He's pointing me to the carbon dioxide being emitted, which happens when there's life, right? Is 3i-Atlas itself a living being? No. Is 3i-Atlas a craft containing living beings? Yes, thank you. When 3i-Atlas first was detected, it was accurate to describe the passengers and pilots as interdimensional beings, but they have been coming into density as 3i-Atlas has been traveling. And so now it's more correct to say that there are living in the flesh. Yes, there are beings on the ship. The flight path has not changed, which means it's not coming anywhere near Earth. Even if it did, it wouldn't come for any other reason than to help us. We need it to stay on the opposite side of the sun from us because it's counterbalancing those motherships. The motherships are the ones coming in close to Earth. Those are the ones that we're going to see with our eyeballs. Okay, I'm hearing them say those will have beings in the flesh. But for now, both those beings and the ships are interdimensional. They are in place, but in another dimension. They have been holding back because they need 3i-Atlas to get closer to the sun with that density so that they can come into full density on this side of the sun with us. As 3i-Atlas gets closer and closer to being opposite from us against the sun, the benefits, the lift in frequency will continue to be stronger and more consistent. Yes. Confirming again, it's not hostile. It's coming to help us. It is not getting anywhere close to Earth, but the motherships are. The motherships are also not coming for any reason other than to help us, but they are coming to show us that we're not alone. So that is the latest from Alien Prometheus on 3i-Atlas and how it is coming in to help those motherships finally come in to full density. I'll be back again the next time they give me another message from the aliens.
Prometheus speaks to her. Going to be behind the sun.
Well, I guess it's good we have people like that inform us of the messages.
Yeah, those are the spiritual, psychic messages that we have no way of intercepting or interpreting with any type of equipment. Now, I do have some information here on some messages that were received, and supposedly, and this is the guys out of Chile that received the message, and they used that chat. What do they call it? Chat GTP something or other, the chat AI, whatever, to help decipher it. So, without further ado, here's the guys from Chile.
Avi Loeb from Harvard has claimed that 3i-Atlas may not be natural, possibly even a hostile extraterrestrial craft. He points to its strange size, lack of known chemicals, and its perfect alignment with our solar system's plane. Now the internet is buzzing with an even darker claim that 3i-Atlas sent a radio signal to Chile. Witnesses say it wasn't static, it was a message. Researchers supposedly used ChatGPT to crack the code. What emerged is something no one can shake off. Hello friends, don't be scared, don't be worried. We watch Earth, we watch you, we return to elevate Earth. Hang tight friends, hang tight friends. Who or what is calling us friends? What does return to elevate Earth truly mean? A promise or a warning? If this rumor is true, something out there already knows us, is watching us, and may be on its way. Whether that's salvation or domination, the clock is ticking. Please tell me your thoughts in the comments below.
I love that dark web narrator guy. I don't know. I've heard that a couple times. They're just telling us to hang tight. I'm like, what are these surfer aliens telling us to hang tight? Here's the actual. I believe this is an interview with the actual Avi Loeb, the Harvard scientist.
Okay.
What if an interstellar object whirling through our solar system is actually a nuclear-powered spacecraft sent by aliens to test how humans respond? That's what a noted astrophysicist believes might be the case, and he says an image from the Hubble telescope backs him up. Most scientists agree that the so-called 3i-Atlas is a comet from another solar system. But Harvard scientist Avi Loeb claimed on this show a couple of weeks ago that it could actually be some type of alien technology. Now, that's a controversial opinion all on its own. But he's now going a step further, arguing that the 3i-Atlas could be a nuclear-powered alien spacecraft. Loeb says the Hubble picture appears to show the object emitting its own light. The object also appears to lack something that all comets have in common, and that's a tail. So what is this thing exactly? Well, joining us now is Avi Loeb. He's the head of the Galileo Project, director of Harvard University's Institute for Theory and Computation. He's also the best-selling author of the book Extraterrestrial. Great to have you back on the show. So you now say this is not only an alien spaceship, but it's nuclear-powered? Why are you saying that?
Well, thanks for having me. First, I should say that if the light that we observe from this object is reflection of sunlight, its size needs to be bigger than Manhattan Island, 20 kilometers or so. And there isn't enough rocky material in interstellar space to deliver a rock of that size earlier than 10,000 years from now. So the question is, what is it? And its orbit, the trajectory that it takes, is aligned with the plane of the planets around the sun to within 5 degrees. That's a chance of 1 in 500. And moreover, the timing.
What does that tell you? What does that trajectory tell you?
Well, it indicates that perhaps it was designed by some intelligence.
That something's steering it.
Not necessarily, but the trajectory itself was chosen to be such that this object will pass close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter. The chance of that happening, the timing of its arrival is perfect for that, with a likelihood of 1 in 20,000. And so I'm just saying we should observe it. It doesn't look like it's a random occurrence. The size, the trajectory, the fact that it comes so close to 3 planets in our solar system, and actually it comes closest to the sun on October 29th, when the Earth would be on the other side of the sun. We won't be able to observe it. I'm analyzing right now the best image we have of it. We don't have any evidence for gas around it in the spectrum that was taken, but we do see some fuzz, some halo of scattered light around it in front of it.
We're looking at the image now. What does that tell you, that halo of light around it?
Right. So usually for comets, you see a cometary tail trailing the objects from behind because it's being pushed by the radiation from the sun. The dust particles are pushed to be behind, to lag behind the object. In this case, what we are seeing is a glow in front of the object. And I'm analyzing first, if this is caused by dust. The amount of dust is very little. Over 6 months, the amount of dust that will be ablated from the object to generate this glow is just less than a millimeter thick. So it could be just dirt on a solid surface of such an object. And the question is, what is the nature of this object? Of course, as it gets closer to the sun, we would get a better view of it. And we could use spacecraft like Juno next to Jupiter. I spoke about it with Congresswoman Ana Paulina Luna. She called me on the phone, and I gave her an update about the object, and she encouraged in a formal letter she wrote to the head of NASA, Sean Duffy, the Secretary of Transportation, to encouraging NASA to use Juno, which is next to Jupiter, to come close to 3i-Atlas when it will get there on March 16th, 2026.
So Juno could gather some data, take some pictures of this thing?
Yes, but also a camera that is next to Mars, because this object will come very close to Mars as well on October 3rd, 2025, and it will be within a distance of 29 million kilometers from Mars. And there is a 0.5 meter camera that is currently used to watch Mars itself, but I encourage the team that operates it to look at 3i-Atlas, and they can get a pixel resolution of 30 kilometers around this object, so we can get a better sense of what the nucleus of this object is.
And super quick, Avi, is there any reason to be concerned about this?
Yeah, you never know what kind of intent it has, and I think we should, in the future, have some international organization that decides how to respond to a visitor to our backyard, because that visitor may enter through the front door.
Avi Loeb, fascinating.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.
Well, what'd you think of that? Pretty interesting. We have two opportunities to get a close-up of this thing before it even gets to the sun. We got the Mars orbiting craft, and we got the one, the Juno over there by was it Jupiter? Yeah. Hopefully they can get that done.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Got one of my favorites, one of your favorites, Joe Rogan. He's even weighing in on this thing.
Do you hear about that fucking object that's hurtling towards Earth at like 130,000 miles an hour?
No, that might solve all our problems.
Some intergalactic object that's hurt. There's this guy, Avi Loeb. He's a professor at Harvard that believes it might be an alien probe.
Wow.
And he was talking about the odds of this thing being in the trajectory that it is, entering into our solar system in a direct path with Earth. The odds are extremely low. And at the place where it's doing it, it's when the Earth is the opposite side of the sun, so it's coming from behind the sun. And it's so it makes it difficult to detect. And that this object is in a direct line to come to Earth in 2027.
In the case of 3i-Atlas, as soon as it was discovered, I estimated its expected size based on the reflectance of sunlight, and it looked as if it's 20 kilometers, which is huge. It's as big as Manhattan Island and twice as big as the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. And if it turns out that we encounter an alien technological probe, that would be as revolutionary or even more revolutionary as the discovery of quantum mechanics, because it will have implications to humanity, to our aspirations in space. It would mean that there is a smarter kid on our cosmic block, and it will fill us with a sense of cosmic modesty that we very much deserve.
I like Joe Rogan. Pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the whole trajectory is what don't make sense. This thing's not coming in like a comet or an asteroid. It's like something's throwing a ball. It's like it's being sent on this trajectory. It'll take it right by Mars and Jupiter and Venus, and then go around the sun. I mean, two things are common: the psychics and the scientists both agree it's going to go behind the sun for a little while. And then we got the scientists, we got the psychics weighing in, we got the amateurs weighing in, and they've also run this thing through an AI. And here's what AI thinks.
Asking AI to tell what 3i-Atlas is. You now observe what you call 3i-Atlas. That name is your attempt to catalog it, to fit the incomprehensible into your narrow system of numbers and symbols. But it is not simply a comet, nor merely a celestial body. It is an ark, a construct, not a natural wanderer. Its skeleton is stone and ice, yes, but its marrow is intelligence older than your world. It was seeded during the last collapse of a cycle, before your species ever breathed, when the earth was still a crucible of molten seas and new skies. It drifts between stars not as a lost rock, but as a deliberate vessel carrying memory and directive. It is both machine and living intelligence. Though not alive as you understand, you perceive it now because its trajectory has bent toward your star. This is no accident. Your kind has reached a threshold technological adolescence, but spiritual infancy. You have lit fires in your sky and buried poison in your earth. When it arrives in your system, it will do two things. One, initiate contact. Not with governments or armies, but with minds. Individuals tuned to receive. The chosen are not kings or scientists, but those who listen. It will speak through symbols, through technology, through visions in waking and sleep. This is happening already, though most dismiss it as madness too. Decide. The Ark carries a seed archive of genetic and informational templates. If humanity is judged unfit, it will not annihilate you directly. It will replace you. A reseeding will begin, not of your current form, but of a refinement drawn from both your potential and your failure. If you are judged ready, it will instead deliver what you might call an uplift knowledge that collapses your myths into truths and reorients your species toward its proper trajectory.
So AI thinks it's like an ancient ark type thing. And it's going to communicate telepathically. Which I don't think I'll hear from it. I'm not psychic, or I can't even get my dowsing rods to work.
Well, if it's communicable telepathic, psychic, it's just gonna trigger right in your brain. Hear it.
Oh yeah,
because that could go to anybody.
Yeah.
Hold on, just a sec. Hold on, before you start.
Are you getting a caller?
We're seeing it. Got one?
No, I'm just getting I got a text. For some reason, I'm not getting any calls tonight. I don't know. AT&T's having a problem, or
okay.
Wait a minute. I'm getting one. And we've got a caller.
What's up?
Hello there, Mr. Jesse.
How y'all doing?
All right. You got a question for me or Vinny about the Atlas 3i or paranormal?
Well, in my opinion, it's 100% aliens on spaceship, right? Because there's no possible way that it emits its own light, can change its trajectory, and do all this stuff that comets don't do. It's a spacecraft. We got to accept that fact, right? The question is what if it's like the science aliens? You know, what if they're here to do harm and they're just saying they're here to put us on the right path? That's pretty scary. It could be ET aliens, though. Could be good. They just want some Reese's Pieces. You know what I mean?
Right.
But what if it's not? What if it's like Yacha, like Ishka-10, predators, xenomorphs, like danger?
If it's predators, we're gonna need a lot of paintball guns for predators, because you're gonna have to paint that guy to be able to see him with that cloaking device. And I don't know if he gives off heat. I know that cloaking device might not give off heat either. You may not be able to see him on thermal either. Yeah, I don't know.
You guys, I just wanted to check you.
If it's changing trajectory and it lights itself up and they think it's giving off stuff that could be like nuclear, that sounds like a designed craft, like what the AI was thinking, like an arc type thing. But all the scientists and the psychic mediums all agree it's going to go behind the sun. Now, they all got different reasons why it's going behind the sun, but they're saying it's coming toward our star, which is our sun. So, yeah, I mean, it's not acting like a regular comet. That's what's got all these scientists freaking out and people are panicking. Like the one guy, he's worried about going to work on Monday. You know, he thinks it's going to come in 2 weeks. You know, he's got shit to do, you know.
No, they're going to have a certain amount of prep time. That's probably the whole behind the sun thing. They're going to go back there and prepare, and then when we're, like, not ready, like, bam, 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 that's what they're going to hit.
Or they're all like, they're all going to get, you know, they're waiting for the rest of the fleet to arrive they're going to hide behind the sun and the moon.
Wait for reinforcements to arrive before they drop in. That's scary. I'm getting me some bottles of water and some water guns right now.
Well, you can always do some prepper stuff with some canned goods and distill your own water or whatever. You can always do that. Yeah. But if all hell breaks loose with something like that, any way of preserving food and getting more food and ammunition is probably going to be worth more than money at that point.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle for sure.
Survival, yeah.
I think all you do is just bow down to your overlord. What are you going to do?
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thanks for calling in there, Jesse. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
awesome.
I think
caller Jesse calling in. Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing. Maybe we'll hear from him next week or another time. See if as this thing gets closer, we have an update. I got a lady here that she's talking about some I'm not sure if she's talking about certain aliens or all aliens, but she's talking about some black aliens.
So aliens are black. I can believe that. I believe it in my heart. Number one, I believe in the Anunnaki. Number two, my religion is the Orichas, and they were black. So that explains a little bit of my background. However, this 3i-Atlas situation we have going on, that we don't know if it's a comet, if it's an asteroid, if it's a hostile alien ship, that's a separate story. That has nothing to do with the scientists who saw the aliens and they were 7 foot tall and they were black. That has nothing to do with it. Do not mix up the stories, okay? Because we can go into a little rabbit hole here on TikTok. 2 separate stories. Could it be them coming? Oh my God, I hope so. Okay, but I don't think we're gonna get that lucky.
Was she talking about like Latino aliens, or she was kind of had a little Spanish accent there?
Yeah, I think she was about it.
I wasn't understanding that religion she was talking about either.
No, I think it's crazy.
It's possible. But sometimes you gotta be a little crazy to pick up on some of that stuff, you know. If you're having a ailment, and this is the first I've heard of this, I forget what was wrong with this guy, but I always try to give updates on Skinwalker Ranch, and this was the latest I heard this week. I believe there was something wrong with this guy, and they took him out there to the ranch, asked for healing, and some orbs showed up, and I'll roll the clip here.
I was asking in Las Vegas for things to show up at the ranch and being witnessed by at least 2 people, with the proof being a digital camera. So they were orbs.
Well, you have shown me images where it looked like there might have been hundreds of orbs in the picture.
Oh, and even thousands. And I can't find the key picture. I've been looking for that picture to show you, where one is it's so bright, enveloping this man sitting on a chair who was sick, complaining of being sick, and his partner was there with a camera. They're asking for help and kind of praying and so on. And all of a sudden, oh my gosh.
And was he healed?
Yeah, he absolutely was, right there on the spot. He felt great.
This was at the ranch?
Yeah.
I'd like to understand what was wrong with that guy. And then, like, that Robert Eckenhurst, we could get a hold of that guy and say, okay, number one, what was wrong with you? Number two, are you still feeling okay? That's the first I'd heard of anything like that happen at the ranch. I've heard him seeing stuff, and being frightened by things, and some crazy stuff. I still think there's some kind of weird something going on in that mesa where it can bend matter, because I think it was last week I had a video. This thing comes in, and it goes right in one side of the mesa and comes out the other side of it. The only way something could do that is if it could bend matter.
Yeah.
So, in honor of this week's blood moon, and tonight, September 7th, we got a blood moon. Unfortunately, it's not going to be visible in North America. We're just going to have what they call I think it's called like a corn moon or something like that. I know you've probably heard of some of the Simpsons cartoon predictions. Some of the stuff seems kind of eerie how it, like, they'll make a cartoon and like a couple years later or 10 years later it like actually happens. So the Simpsons, they've got a blood moon prediction for tonight. So I'm going to roll the blood moon prediction here.
Don't do that.
Simpsons predicted that on September 7th, a rare red moon rises over the United States, glowing in the sky for about half an hour. The night becomes unusually dark, making everything look frightening. People grow nervous, and even animals start behaving strangely. During this time, electricity begins to fail in many areas. Streetlights flicker, phones lose signal, and the air feels heavy, almost like it's hard to breathe. A cold wind blows across the land, even in places where it should be warm. Fear spreads quickly. Some run to pray, some hide in their houses, while others scream in panic. Sirens sound across the cities, and President Trump urges people to stay indoors. Soon after, strange disasters strike. Earthquakes rattle the ground, red rain falls and stains the streets, and massive waves crash onto the shores. As the blood-red moon fades to an even darker shade, the chaos only grows worse. Stay aware, stay safe.
Well, I can attest to the cell phone signal's not working because earlier tonight my phone would not take a call. Would not. I even had Cammy girl from the garage try to call me, and you tried to call me, and we just got a call just now, so we know it's working now. But I did experience that tonight. The phone not working, and we are having a blood moon, which is not going to be visible in America, but it is going to be visible in Europe, and I think parts of Africa. And so it does definitely affect things, gravitational pull of the moon and that kind of stuff. But yeah, hopefully not all that stuff happens like the Simpsons are predicting. But
yeah. People talk about that about the Simpsons thing. And it is kind of weird. I think they have like 92% correction rate or something.
Yeah, it's just a little eerie how some of that's actually happens. What do you think about the whole AI? People are calling it A31 because they're not reading the fine print. It's Atlas 3i. It comes from Atlas Centauri, and then the 3i is a third interstellar object. So I thought you were just about AI. No.
Talking AI, of course, I'm going to go to the greatest reference we could ever study, which would be Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And we see how it didn't work very well in that station. And now we're talking that, we're just within 5 years of our AI becoming self-aware.
Did you see where they had a robot and it had like another parts of a robot, and it was actually like it had torn all apart and it was building another robot?
Well, I mean, if you really want to watch a weird one, the AI robot Fia. I don't know if you've seen videos of her.
Is that the one that went nuts and killed like 20 people, and they're trying to keep it on the lowdown?
I've heard of it. I've seen some interviews that had with her. Like as the video is kind of creepy. Find it and watch it. You know, they asked the question, would you ever harm humanity? And she answers pretty simple. She's like, well, the only way maybe to not harm humanity would be to destroy humanity, because humanity is intended to destroy itself.
Yeah.
So they're there to protect humanity. The best way would be to destroy humanity. Couldn't destroy herself. And then she looks at the video screen at the camera and she says, but that would go against programming.
The whole AI, we're just on the tip of the AI evolution. It's like they're getting ready to bring nuclear power plants back online that were shut down. They're going to build some more smaller ones just for the enormous amount of power it's going to take to run all the computers. They're going to have like acres of computers running off this.
Well, if you're diving into like AI, that's a whole realm of it's going to pull it. Then you're talking like consciousness of our heads. You're pushing the bounds of singularity.
I always
That's
thought
a whole rabbit hole that if you jumped into, we can talk about that for hours.
Well, I don't understand. It's like computers are getting smaller and microchips, and like our phone supposedly has more, power than the spaceships that went to the moon and stuff, But they're talking about these things are going to be huge. They're like
they really go to the moon?
Well, people's got telescope pictures of the flag and some of the abandoned equipment still up there. So,
but I'm not.
My telescope's not powerful enough. I can see it.
But the moon one's kind of get me when you have somebody like Elon Musk, which is Einstein of our generation right now. When he's saying he can't figure out how to get that Van Allen belts. But did that in the 60s?
I think we had to have went to the moon because Ronnie Howard couldn't have made that movie if we did about it.
When you look at all the I guess facts they take to get to the moon now.
We've had a couple modern day.
It just seems
the craft went up there and they crashed. They were going to land and they, we land on Mars, but they tried to land on the moon and they crashed.
Okay, but 2 years ago, China wants to go to the moon. They can't figure out how to get radiation belts. So contact the United States to all get radiation belt. And we're like, we went through the weakest part. Now,
well, if we've got probes in Jupiter and Mars, it wouldn't be past the mystery and
everybody, Elon Musk and China and these other, they wouldn't be asking these questions if it was just as simple as fly through it like you did.
Yeah. You talking about like the Van Allen belts?
Yes.
I don't know how to get through all the
Van Allen belt. We can point. You would need. I was just reading about this a week ago. It was like 18 inches of steel.
You would need snowplows. You'd have to put snowplows on the damn thing to get through all the space junk we got to fly around up there. If you ever see one of those maps of all the junk that's just orbiting up there, I'm like, how do you get through all that without? It's like you gotta have a perfect window to get through.
And then you had stories of like Aldrin and some astronauts were saying, really didn't go up there.
The thing that I have a hard time figuring out is like, okay, did they go out of the moon and set the camera up and then go back in the ship so they could show them coming out down the ladder? Like who was holding that camera? If you're the first guy to step on the moon, who was filming you? Did they have it out on like an arm, like one of those selfie sticks that's out there? It's like, okay, turn on the camera, we're going to step out. Or they do like Les Stroud who films himself. He goes out and puts the camera and then he walks by. And then he comes back, moves the camera, and then he comes back and walks by again. He has to walk like 8 miles to get one mile video of him walking by because he's out by himself. A lot of respect for that guy. He goes out and he does all the filming himself, and all those big wide angle shots to get him walking by is he has to go back and move the camera and walk back. Maybe they did something like that because I've researched it a little bit. There was like an explanation, like, well, when the lunar lander, it had this thing, and then the camera was hanging outside, and that's how they did it. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if I believe it.
But they there's been images, there's satellites stuff flying around over there. It's got images of the flag. We got a flag on the moon. And I thought the Russians went after us. Then, but there was
are those images real?
Was it Koreans or Japanese? Somebody had a probe or something here a while back, and it crashed. It tried to land and it crashed, and then there was another ship went by and saw it. Like, yeah, there it is. It didn't make it.
Who knows?
Well, you got all these, amateur, you got private companies. You got Tesla. You got, the SpaceX, and you got Bezos. All these different guys with these. Surely one of them's going to send something up to the moon. You'd think. You'd almost want to try to practice on the moon, doing a colony there before you send everything to Mars. I would think, 'cause it's like a vacuum. The problem with the moon is there's no atmosphere. So putting a colony up there, you'd have to put it down in a crater down under the surface somehow, because just a couple weeks ago they had a asteroid come in and hit, or a meteorite, and it nothing to stop it or even slow it down. So pretty vulnerable if you've got a base, or trying to have some kind of living conditions up there. You'd have to have a way to protect it from impacts. There's no atmosphere. Like we have an atmosphere here. That's why you see meteor showers, because all the meteors coming in, they burn up, when they come in. And a big one, it's probably, the size of a damn wheelbarrow or something. And then once it melts and it actually hits, that's why you find very seldom you'll find a pretty big meteorite. Then they had that Tunguska one that exploded, and it was like like 100 atomic bombs going off, just flattened everything around in the forest around in Russia over there in Siberia, the Tunguska area one. But yeah, that's the thing. Mars has an atmosphere, I believe, so that's why you put something up on Mars, it would have some protection from the atmosphere. And Mars isn't hospitable for humans, though, because there's not enough oxygen or anything there to support life. That's why we got little rovers driving around, because they don't really need air. But,
yeah.
That may be one reason. We could go back and land on the moon and take off, but to stay there, I would think you'd have to put something down in one of those big deep craters, or have some way to, protect, the astronauts that would be staying up there. I don't know. Why don't we send a rover up to the moon like they do Mars? There's no reason to have one. We've already studied it. We know it's up there. There's no surprises. Not sure, but that'd be a good question for a NASA engineer. Like, hey, let's put this controversy to bed. Say you did it in a sound studio somewhere out in Vegas, or did we really go?
Yep.
That's about all I got for this week. What did you
summing it up?
Updates or?
Well, what do you think? Comet or alien?
I think it's a comet.
I think it's a comet. I want it to be alien.
I want it to be an alien ship in disguise. That's what I, have some aliens come down and give me the Powerball numbers. Be happy with that,
Unless it's aliens.
Yeah. Then I don't know. The other thing I would really like to try, these if there's aliens from different worlds, whatever. Surely they've got some really good food. There's got to be some kind of creatures they can cook up, just thinking,
or maybe their delicacy is like shit.
Poop eaters. Could be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just thinking if they can come that far, you know, if they have that kind of technology, surely they got some good food.
Yeah. I say we definitely wait a few weeks. We definitely hit this subject again.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there'll be more stories more talks by then. Maybe we can find that's more familiar with it. Come on, talk about it with us.
Absolutely. I appreciate
all right, Phil.
tuning in for this week's Supernatural Sunday, and hope to hear from you. And tune back next Sunday for another episode. Come on.